No, so I want to be very clear. What you said about being proactive versus reactive, this is for people who are completely healthy. This is not for somebody who's a patient who has a problem. It may be someone who's heading towards a problem, but it is not somebody who is in a fix right now. So when you say that I want to be proactive versus reactive, let's first talk about reactive. Reactive is, for example, you know that, okay, I have to go on a trip. So you go on that vacation, you overextend yourself because you're a high performer. You will have meetings, you will have various things that are back to back. You would be less on sleep. You probably won't be eating the right type of food. You may be having food because you don't have a choice. You may be having foods that cause inflammation. So you're going to build up damage along the way. We'll term it as that. And as you build up damage along the way, when you come back to home ground, you will realize that, listen, I'm not functioning at 100%. So now let me react to all these problems by going through wellness therapies. So IV shots will be one of them that will be probably be at the forefront of that arsenal that is there. Reactive means, so this is what reactive falls under. Proactive means that you know already that, hey, listen, I need to function at my best capacity. I need to make sure that that even though I may be having something that is inflammatory as far as foods go, all this stuff is going to happen. So therefore, I still want to be able to perform at my best. So while that is happening, I want to perform at my best. And when I come back, I want to be able to hit the ground running. I don't want any downtime. Yeah. So in the interest of preserving time, maximizing yourself, you will proactively go through wellness therapies. You'll proactively take an IV shot before you go traveling, etc. And you'll have a shot lined up when you arrive back at home base again. So this is what we mean when we say you should be proactive instead of reactive.
Like, you're from the IT field, so you might have days where you are asked to work 20 hours. You have to deliver certain things, and you are going to burn out. But you know those days are coming, so you would preload with certain things to make sure that you perform optimum, and then you may postload again to make sure that there is no burnout, because even the next day you still got to show up to work and give those 12 to 18 hours that are needed, because the life doesn't rest. You are asked to deliver more. But right now, with wellness therapies, with the tools that are available, you can actually prevent damage. Where you, at the point where you are required to perform, you don't need to suffer, or you don't need to actually hold yourself back and say that, no, I am going to work for these 20 hours and then the next 2 days I have to take a rest, which is not possible. In today's life, where we are supposed to execute and deliver certain things, where we are these high output individuals, where you are literally fighting against computers and AI and everything to actually justify your job, which doesn't rest. The human element is only this part where you don't want your body to break down and you want to keep delivering. And when you preload with vitamins or antioxidants or IV shots, you are actually preventing this issue and you're actually still performing. So because the output is more, you're actually delivering and you're actually pulling a lot of the nutrients into your body that you would be needed for. It would be in the terms of food also. It could be in the terms of the time that you're spending even meditating and trying to get your brain in the right place so that you can actually think correctly and actually deliver a 1 hour work in 15 minutes, because that is what the kind of requirement is. So as the requirements have gone off, the tools have to also improve. So earlier, a wellness person would be a person not going and falling sick for a whole year. Now wellness is that you are still not falling sick, but you're performing at a super optimum level as compared to a normal person. So your comparison of wellness as compared to previously would be a person free of disease to a person free of disease, but also performing at a higher level than what a normal person is who's also free of disease. That's what
because we heard stories about people saying that, hey, I wrap up my day at 8 o'clock in the night and I sleep at 8, no food after 7, blah, blah, blah. And then that one time that was considered admirable. It was like, wow, this guy goes to sleep at 7 and he wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning and that's how he starts his day. And there was a whole book written on the 5 o'clock billionaire or whatever, and things have changed now. Now with the demands that we have and with the fast pace, I mean, the world is always becoming faster and faster and faster. And in the process of that, you are required, whether it is not just for job security, there are people who want to live life a certain way. The primary people, when we say wellness or longevity, when we throw these terms around, it is for people who don't just want to ghasra through life. They're people who want to thrive. So they will say, I want to have my late nights and I want to do this and I want to do this. I don't want to compromise. I want to have an output on every level maximized. It is for them. And that is that's the overall attitude.
Like if you were a CEO in the 90s or 2000s, you would have access to this. But now, thanks to technology and thanks to the availability of medicines that are there, this is now available to the general public as well. Why would you restrict yourself? You could take a vitamin shot, you could take antioxidants, you could take hydrations, you could do all those things as long as you are performing at an optimum level for your body and it is attuned to your body type, not additional stuff, because additional stuff can also be damaging. You're still going to get the results that you want.